Hi guys, Darth Deuce here, back from the Star Wars The Black Series action figure review. Today, taking a look at an interesting release and a figure I wasn't even sure if I was going to be able to get my hands on, or if I was even going to bother to get my hands on it. But it is Commander Appo from Obi-Wan Kenobi. So yeah, it is, I guess, supposed to be Appo. Basically, it's a 501st clone trooper from Obi-Wan Kenobi, and they decided to call him Commander Appo because I think technically Commander Appo was just in normal 501st clone trooper armor in Revenge of the Sith, and I guess is in Obi-Wan Kenobi as well. I don't remember that. Um, but anyways, yeah. Basically, we've gotten a 501st clone trooper, a new one on the new body mold. I think this is the most recent iteration of the clone mold, I think. That new standard white one's going to be on. I don't have that figure yet. I'm not 100% sure though. Um, but yeah, let's get into it. This is exclusive to Target in the States, and in Canada, you should be able to get it at Toys R Us. I saw these on the shelf. Um, they weren't even listed on the website. I went in looking for another Black Series figure that was on their website that they said was in stock, and this one was also there. But taking a look at Appo, he looks good. He looks like a 501st clone trooper. You know, I will say that the paint on this figure is quite clean. And they did give him a little bit of battle damage, like scuffing to the blue, which I think is nice. I don't know. It's personal preference, I guess, whether you want it to be clean or not. But I think it looks good. The helmet, I think, looks pretty nice. It's not too squished or misshapen or anything like that. It looks nice, and the paint apps, I think, are pretty clean on it. It is removable. And you do get a head sculpt and face print here of a clone, Appo, I guess, but a clone trooper, and it looks good actually. I've seen some pictures of that standard white clone where the head almost looks like it's the old style painted face and not the face print. This one doesn't seem like that though. I like that it's not too glossy. I think the printing's pretty well applied. The hair looks good. He's got the standard crew cut that all the clones have. He does have this marking on his forehead that it's a little hard to see on camera. Kind of looks like it's a scar. I don't know if it's actually supposed to be a scar or not. Like, I don't know if it's supposed to be like a specific scar for Appo or what, or if it's just like a random like marking on his forehead from the printing. I don't know. I will say the paint on his eyebrows, they don't completely cover all of the sculpt of the eyebrows. Um, I don't know if that was intentional or not, because they're both like that. But otherwise, I think it looks good. And the rest of the armor, he's got that blue markings. Now, one thing I will say is that the blue of this armor is accurate to the show, in which the blue is a lighter blue than in Revenge of the Sith. You can't tell too much on camera, but it is a bit of a lighter blue than it's showing up on camera. And one thing I'll show in a little bit is that the shade of blue does not match other releases of 501st Clone Troopers in the Black Series, which at a distance on a shelf, you won't notice it too much probably, but up close it's noticeable. The other 501st Clone Troopers that have been released have a much darker blue. I don't like that it's not consistent. I'm not going to lie. That might put you off to buying this figure altogether. It might put you off to army building it. There is another reason why you might not want to army build this. I'll get into that a little later, but yeah, overall it looks good. I don't really know what else to say. It's a clone. He's got 501st markings. As far as I can tell, it's accurate. I could be wrong. Let's put the helmet back on him. In terms of articulation, you got all the standard articulation with the dumbbell joint at the base of the head as well as the base of the neck. He looks up a fair amount. Looks down a little bit. Not really much pivot with the helmet on. Do have rotation. Do have swivel or hinges at the shoulders. They move up and they move around, and he does have the sandwich joint. I believe this is the new mold, so I think the previous iteration of this mold doesn't have the sandwiched O-ring for the shoulder pad. Oh, man, I could be wrong about that too. I don't know. I can't remember. Single hinges at the elbows though. Interestingly, swivels and an up and down wrist hinges on both wrists, and both hands have cut trigger fingers, like he was supposed to like have dual wielding pistols. Like, these are the hands that should have came with every Rex figure, every ARC Trooper figure, tech figure, anyone who used anyone who dual wielded pistols. should have had these hands. So I'm hoping they're starting to become a regular thing, having up and down hinges on both wrists and having trigger fingers cut for both wrists. So yeah, he could have really well dual wielded pistols really well, but he doesn't come with them. But yeah, I thought that was interesting. It does have torso joint, doesn't really go back at all, only goes forward a little bit. You get a little bit of pivot and you get rotation. Hips, they kick outwards. They split fairly well. Swivel cut at the thigh, which is nicely hidden by the armor sculpt. Single hinges at the knees, which the knee pad I think moves naturally with the knee now. I think that was an issue with the old sculpt. And then you have hinges that go up a fair amount, down a decent amount, and pivot. So he's got good articulation. You should be able to get pretty much all the poses that you want out of a clone trooper figure with this guy. In terms of accessories, you already saw the removable helmet. He also comes with your standard clone trooper blasters. You do get the carbine as well as the longer rifle. They are just cast in a gray plastic. The carbine for some reason is made of a fairly flexible plastic for some reason, but then the rifle is made of a much sturdier plastic. I much prefer the sturdier plastic. I don't know why they differ. I do like that you get the option of the rifle or the carbine. I definitely could have seen them just cheaping out and just giving you one or the other. So that's nice. And then just for some quick comparisons, here he is with the Archive old mold 501st Clone Trooper. And it might be a little hard to tell on camera, but there is a definite, pretty significant difference in shades of blue here. They don't look terrible together in terms of like the sculpt or whatever. Obviously they look different, but they're not too bad. But yeah, the color, it's off by quite a bit. I don't know if getting it in closer is gonna really make a difference. Yeah, the camera doesn't do a good job. And then here he is with the AliExpress Jesse. And this one should be a bit easier to tell. The blue is, especially on the legs there, it's just a lot deeper. I don't know. You'll notice more in person maybe. They don't look awful together or anything, but yeah, they're not consistent. So that's a bit of a complaint. I don't like that. Yeah, overall, it's a good figure. You know, it's the new clone mold. It works really well. It articulates well. It looks good. He's got decent accessories. I like the removable helmet and the face print and everything looks good. But the main problems are the blue tone is not consistent with other 501st Clone Troopers that have been released. And B, because this is a exclusive to a store, it does have the exclusive price tag. So this guy, instead of in Canadian dollars, a standard figure is $35.99. This guy's $42.99, so that's like a $7 increase for that. There's nothing deluxe or anything about this figure, so he is expensive. And that will probably turn you off to army building. I do know I would have been tempted to pick up two of these guys, but at that price, no way, man. There is no way I'm doing that. So I would only pick up this guy if you really want a 501st Phase 2 Clone Trooper in Black Series, and I would only pick it up if for some reason you don't want to buy the AliExpress ones. I'm pretty sure, I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure AliExpress has done 501st Clone Troopers in the newer mold, and they have the more appropriate shading of blue, and they are not $42.99 in Canadian dollars. So yeah, I would go with 50. If you're gonna, especially if you're gonna army build, go AliExpress. Don't buy this. Even if you just want to get one of these guys, it's hard to recommend. You know, the only really upside is that instead of buying and getting it shipped from China, you will maybe find this in stores right away. So, you know, it kind of is up to you at the end of the day, but keep those things in mind before you buy, I guess. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know what you think down in the comments below, and I'll see you all in the next video. May the Force be with you.